our guest host for the night. And so today we have on the schedule our two presenters, if you will, our friends from I guess we want to go by Hank, right? Our friends from Hank, and then also the team from the national office, since we got some updates there. And we'll get to that on the second half. We're also gonna on the second half review or go over the survey results from the convention. But before we get started, we just have a quick brief announcement from someone who used to be here and still helps every now and then, and we appreciate that. And so welcome back, Samantha. Take it away. And don't tell me we lost
Sorry.
you.
Can you hear me?
We can, and we can see you.
Yes. Okay, good. I was having trouble with the mic in an earlier meeting. Um, yeah, hi everyone. My name is Samantha. It's good to see you all again. I just have a quick announcement, and it's a big announcement. Just want to let everyone know that the Big Give is coming up very soon. Again, this is our yearly fundraising event, and this year, the 24-hour online giving will begin on Wednesday, September 17 at 6 p.m. and end on Thursday, September 18 at 6 p.m. And if for any reason you think you won't be able to give an online donation on that day, on those 24 hours, you can always give online starting on Wednesday, September 10th. That is when the Big Give site will open early for donations. Of course, if you feel more comfortable giving through mail by check, you can always do so now until October 31st. And just please make sure to send those donations to the ABA National Office. Um, However, we do encourage you all, if you can, try to donate online during those 24 hours, just because your donation has a higher possibility of being matched during the Big Gives match minutes, or even by one of our own matches that we hope to secure very soon. So yeah, just be on the lookout for more information on the Big Give. Um, be on the lookout during the next checkpoint. It's going to be a special edition with a lot of updates on the Big Give, a lot of information on how you can make an impact this year. And we also have a lot of updates in social media through our Facebook page, and even the website. So just be on the lookout. And we hope this is a successful Big Give year, just like we've done in previous years. This is already, I believe, is year 11. So let's keep it going for more years to come.
Thank you, Samantha. Appreciate it. Is somebody saying something? No. Okay, thank you. So these webinars are interactive. We have the presenters, but if you have a burning question, feel free to ask. We try to hold all the questions until the presenters are finished. However, we welcome your input and feedback. That's one of the big reasons for hosting these webinars and presenting information. And it's real important that we hear back from you on the content or whatever's on your mind regarding the ABA and so on. So partnerships has been something that we always try to work on, and something I'm always emphasizing. And I think we got some really good partnerships coming up. So today I want to introduce another new partner that we're starting to break ground with, if you will. And they got some exciting information they want to share that will help hopefully they'll help your clubs more with marketing your events and getting the word out on your events. So, unfortunately, they're not in all the regions yet. We want to kind of pilot this or roll it out in certain areas, but by all means, that doesn't mean you can't start this in your area. They'll explain all of this here. So without further ado, I'll introduce our presenters. We have Christine App, who's the Senior Vice President and General Manager of Wider Circles, and also Louisa, who will be presenting with her. So I'll turn it over to you, and I think you wanted to share your screen. I don't know if you're able to.
Yes, I'm going to send you a request to do that right now, and I should be able to. But hi, everyone. It's very, very nice to meet you. As Henry mentioned, my name is Christy Napick and I work for an organization. I'm going to try to share my screen now. Oh, perfect. Here we go. Are you all able to see my screen?
It says you're sharing, but no content. There you go.
There it is.
Perfect. And I apologize. It's like today's the day for slow internet. So if I freeze, just let me know and I can always stop sharing, or we can switch it over. But I work for an organization called Wider Circle, and we have a new product called Hank by Wider Circle that I'm really excited to share with you all. But I thought I would just share a little bit about the parent company that I work for. Wider Circle has been around for over 10 years. It was founded in 2015. Where Wider Circle is across 14 different states, and it's really all about helping people connect, and we work with different sponsors, and it's really about reducing isolation and connecting members to different needs, whether it's social determinants of health, programming, engagement. And as a part of that organization, we've recently launched a new product called Hank, and I think that's the product that we're really excited to introduce you to. But Hank is a social platform. It's specifically designed for adults 55 and over, looking to meet new people, find new friends, and find really cool, interesting things to do in their community. Anyone is able to join Hank at gethank.com, and Louisa will kind of share a little bit more about how you do that. But for different partners, it's been really helpful because it allows them to increase their overall membership, increase participation at events, kind of a differentiator for members as they're talking about events and different activities that partners are offering. And of course, it aligns with all of our missions, which is promoting, better health, reducing isolation, and getting people out in the community. One of the cool things about our program is we curate really cool and exciting things going on in the community. And we also have partners that post their events going on. So you can see members host events, partners such as you all are welcome to post your walks and upcoming events on our platform. And everything is built into the platform. So it automates reminders, it automates notifications, and it also pushes all events that we host to members in the area. And Luis is going to kind of go through a little bit of this in detail. I'm kind of just giving you the high level overview. And part of the platform also allows group messaging. So as a user posts an event or attends or RSVPs for an event, they're put in a group chat with other members, which really help promote engagement. We see it helps promote attendance as well, because you're able to chat the day before the event. I usually send a message the day of the event where people can meet me where I'll be, and it really helps get us that kind of higher attendance. And as Henry mentioned, we are across the US. This is kind of a little map of all of our members, but we're really live in 4 active markets, which is Los Angeles, New York, South Florida, and Fresno, California. And what that means is in those markets, we are specifically curating in-person events and activities, but across all the other markets, it's more of virtual events and activities. So if you are in a market that we're not live in, you're still more than welcome to utilize our platform, engage with it. We just don't have as many active members in those markets because we aren't curating as many in-person events. And I would love to turn it over to Louisa, who's going to kind of share a way that we feel we can partner really well with you all.
Hey everybody, Louisa Newman.
Hey.
Good evening, and thanks again to Henry for inviting us to speak with you guys tonight. Appreciate the time. As Christy said, I here at Hank, well, I'm not sure if she said it, but I will say it. I'm been putting together some partnerships like this, like with AVA, and it's really my pleasure to share with you sort of 2 ways for the AVA community to engage with Hank. So we'll show you the platform here in a minute, but we have 2 ways. One way is pretty straightforward, as you might have guessed, for anyone within the AVA community, all walkers, all club leaders, really their friends and family as well. We want to invite you guys onto Hank to set up your free account and begin exploring the enriching in-person and virtual activities that we offer. We'll show you the site here in a second, but it's essentially www.gethank.com. And Christy, I don't know, maybe we could even put it in the chat here as well. so people can kind of check it out in real time if they'd like to. You simply click on the sign up button in the middle of the screen. Sign up is super simple. It's really just your first and last name, your zip code, so that we can put curated events in front of you that are going to make sense for you geographically, considering where you live. And as Christy mentioned, if you're not in one of our active markets of LA, New York, Fresno, or South Florida, you'll have access to all of our virtual events, and the folks in those sort of hot spots, our active markets that I mentioned, will have access to our in-person events as well. So go check it out. Would love your thoughts. Any questions from the group about how individuals participate in Hank? We'll show you the platform here in a second, and I think it might help to sort of connect some dots.
I have a question.
Sure.
How long will it be at no cost to the clubs?
Oh, great question. Yeah, so this is a completely free platform. So it's of no cost to you as an individual member, and it's of no cost to the clubs either. When we're going to talk about the free accounts next, so that's a pretty good segue. We are offering free partner accounts to all walking clubs who are interested in growing their attendance and their membership within their clubs. Hank is really a free digital ally. We work with Henry to put this together for those club leaders who are interested in growing their groups. So I think we could go maybe to the next slide here, Christy. There you go. Okay, perfect. You know what? Actually, let's not do the next slide. Oh, wait. There you go. Oh, perfect. Okay. So I was mentioning how you as an individual participate in Hank. This is sort of what our sign up process looks like, so that when you do go to gethank.com /sign up, or just gethank.com and click on the sign up button, sign up is quite simple. First name, last name, date of birth, so we can ensure everybody inside is 55 plus, and zip code. So that's it. And then you're in. It takes just a matter of, a couple of moments to sign up. And you can begin immediately discovering all the cool and fun events that we have in your area. So Christy, let's go on to the next slide if we could. Now we can talk about how AVA clubs can partner with us. I'm not quite sure, Henry, how many folks on the call, you might not know yourself, are club leaders. I was going to ask for a show of hands, but I can only see a few different faces on my screen, so I don't think that's going to help. But I take it there are some club leaders on the call. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So we are always looking for new and enriching activities. We know walking is of high interest and popular with our age demographic. So we'd like to offer free partner accounts to any club who might like to partner with us. What this gives you is free promotion of any of your walk events, free sort of expanded reach of whatever sort of marketing strategy you might already have. This would be really complementary to whatever you're currently doing to sort of support interest in your walk activities. Obviously, we hope that this will boost your participation and membership in your groups. And you'll have dedicated support from the Hank team, myself as the dedicated AVA support person, and then our tech and marketing team as well. We do send out weekly newsletters to each of our active markets, all the members in our active markets, and would certainly love to highlight or promote any of the AVA club walks, those groups that do decide to promote their walks on our platform. I see some questions coming in, Christy. I'm not reading them as they come in. Should we answer them now or should we wait? Let's see.
Yeah, I was going to type it in the chat, but I think the question was how much information is fed to Humana from Hank. So we actually don't feed any information. We do have sponsored events. So Humana could come to us and ask to sponsor an event for us. And if that is the case, we would say, we would post the event. It would say sponsored by Humana. And whoever hosted that event would only have access to those people that attended or came out to the event. So along with partners, just like if you were to host a walking group, you'd have access to anyone that RSVP'd to your event, but we don't directly share any information. And what people share at the event is up to them.
Cool, great question though. Great, so let's go to the next slide and then we can jump into the platform. So we are doing quite a bit on the back end and sort of behind the scenes to make sure that all events, whether they're our own events that we're promoting or partner events, folks like you guys who are jumping on Hank to promote your walking events, doing quite a bit to promote that those events are successful and that our members are there and do show up. So we have all these wonderful automated notifications. We automate them on the member side. So each time a host or an AVA group decides to promote an event on Hank, we'll immediately notify our members within about a 10 to 15 mile radius of where the walk event is happening. So they'll get an immediate event alert. Anytime someone in the community decides to RSVP and click to say that they're going to attend your walk, they'll get an instant confirmation email after they RSVP. They'll also get a reminder email about 24 hours prior to the event to really encourage them to come and show up. We also, and I'll show you this in the platform in just a minute, we have a really wonderful chat tool in each walk, well, I should say walk event or each event that's posted on Hank. So that really allows us and you guys as the event host to engage with members, our members who have expressed interest in coming, help answer their questions and that sort of thing. It can be a really sort of exciting way to create momentum and get people out to the event. You'll be receiving real-time updates. So anytime you get some interest and somebody clicks that RSVP or attendance button, you'll be sent an email notification letting you know that you've got a new RSVP. There's a little example of that here on the right side of the screen. So I think, Christine, this is probably a good moment for us to pop in to Hank. Do you want to do it on your screen or do you want me to share? What do you think? Oh, you're on mute.
Yeah, I can pull it up. Just give me 1 minute.
Sure.
Do you see the Hank site?
We can.
Yes, perfect. So
Okay,
Christy's now inside Hank. This is what our platform looks like. And you can see that her location is set to Boca Raton. So these are all the events just in a list here coming up. You can see there's a profile picture of Christy. I didn't see that back at the top, I think. Yeah, perfect. So for any of the AVA walk groups who do want to join us and register for a partner account, super simple. I'll have you complete just a really quick form. The partner account will be ready in a couple days. In place of the profile picture, we'll add the AVA logo, and then you're welcome to add a profile description of your club and so people can learn a little bit more about it. So Christy, let's do we want to pop into one of these events to show folks how the chat works, and then we can also demonstrate how to create an activity.
Yeah, I'm just going to go to my, so you're able to go to activities, which shows you all the events going on in the community.
Maybe the
And,
smoothie one. Yeah, that could be fun.
Yeah, anyone that you click, this is one of our upcoming smoothie events. We have a partnership with 3 Natives in Boca Raton. You can see we have about 9 folks coming out to the event. You can see who our host. You're able to put any details you want into the information. So most of the events we post are free or low cost, but if there is a cost, you're able to put that in there and you can handle that directly with the user. And if you when you start attending the activity, you're actually able to see the chat. So I'm just going to kind of show you how that works. I'm going to attend that activity, which now shows me I'm attending. It allows me to add it to my calendar, and I can also open up the chat box, which would show me kind of messages going on. So you can see that this is a pretty busy group going on. Just got in, so happy. Hi, I'm new here, not sure how this works. I'll be there to meet you all. I'm new here as well. So you can see like it's a really great place for members to kind of organically connect with each other and get to know each other. As the host, we also talk in the chat. So you'll see like Dana was the host for this. She said a great group. I'm really looking forward to seeing everyone. She kind of gave the shop is at the back of the parking lot directly down from Whole Foods. You can park underneath the building. So all of those instructions kind of like help the engagement go up.
Definitely. Cool. Wonderful. Let's go to, if you don't mind, to create an activity, and we can show folks how they are able to create their own walk event. Super simple form. You can literally drag or upload a cover image, just like you saw in the previous activity. There was a smoothie picture. If you have a nice picture of people walking, or the logo from your own local club, you're welcome to upload it here. The title, whether it's in person or virtual, obviously yours will be in person. The physical location, the start date, the start time, and the event description.
Louis, I just want to show that the location is really cool. And if you type in a location where you typically meet, like if I was trying to do town center mall, it will auto populate for you, and you're actually able to click it and it'll directly pinpoint the location. So it does give the users the full address. And as a user, if you're on your way to your activity and you open up our app or the website, you can actually click the address and it'll give you directions to directly get there.
Awesome. So the description, again, like a pretty detailed description, is always really welcome from our members. They really appreciate knowing, where to park, what the expectations are with parking, whether it'll be, cost them, if there's a long distance to walk between parking and the event site. All that good stuff is really appreciated. You can also include capacity. So if your walk is limited to 50 people, etc., you can certainly set the limit there. I think that's actually kind of a fun thing to do to sort of drive more interest. I think sometimes if there's, a limited number of folks who can join, that can be sort of a motivator as well. Whether there's a fee or not can be included there. And then once you hit the create activity purple button at the bottom, that listing, that activity will be live on our platform. So just be sure that you proofread. Once you hit that button, it'll go also live out to everyone in the community. So they'll receive an immediate email encouraging them to learn more and click through. So everybody in the Hank community nearby will not miss your event. And I think
I just want to show, like, because I RSVP to the smoothie event, when I go to my profile, it now shows as my upcoming activity. And it also shows any activities you are hosting. So I'm actually, Wider Circle is doing a little walk across the organization. So I'm actually hosting this event on September 20th. So it allows you to easily manage your events and see how many, participants you have and what's happening in your community as well. And that's just when you click the kind of the homepage, and it also suggests activities for you as a user.
Awesome. Some really good questions in the chat. Cool. I think we can go back to unless there are any other questions about the platform itself. I think we can probably toggle back to the presentation, and we can share with club leaders how they can get started.
Yeah, any other questions? I know someone asked if you can expand. You absolutely can. You can put, any city that you'd like to look into. If there's no in-person events,
About 10 minutes.
You'll see virtual. Okay.
Okay, Henry, we'll wrap it up. Are you encouraging us to hurry up?
No.
Hurry up. We're getting close.
We can always do a follow-up too on specific training stuff. Just kind of hit the highlights and the details so they can understand what this is all about.
Totally.
Yeah,
so in terms of next steps to get started, for any club leaders out there who are interested in learning more and taking the next step, and I really hope you do. This is a really wonderful tool, and the partners we've been working with so far, I really don't see any downside. It's really sort of a win-win for both sides, completely free and really easy to use tool for you guys. So to activate your account, you're going to click this link. And again, Christy, maybe this is one we can put in the chat there. So if club leaders on the call want to go ahead and do it right now. We'll get your events launched. So within a couple of days, you'll have access to your free partner account. I'm happy to hop back on with you to sort of walk you through that, provide a little tutorial in how to get your events posted if it's not completely clear, although our user interface is quite straightforward and really easy to understand, I think, and pretty intuitive. And you can start connecting with walkers, really utilizing that chat feature. So we'd love for you to join us, and I'll go ahead and put my email address and phone number in the chat here, and any club leaders who want to continue the conversation would love to do so. And I think that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay, we'll open up to questions then. Again, you put your contact information in the chat. Okay. And so if a club wants to start, using this like right away, they should just contact you directly and you'll help them get started?
Yeah, exactly. I'll go ahead, Henry, and just put my contact information in the chat so everybody has access to it, or you can certainly copy it down from the screen. And the link that Christy just provided there will take a club leader directly to the form that they complete. That comes straight to me. It's just a few questions, a little bit of contact information that will allow me to get your new account up and running. When that's ready, I'll reach out to them and just work directly with them to get their events going.
What about individuals if they want to get involved, just see what's going on in their area, and hook up, go do something?
100%. Yeah, I would encourage them to go to gethank.com and just simply click on the sign up now button. And within just a couple of minutes, they'll have free access to Hank and can learn what's available for them in their area.
Okay. Hopefully this is a helpful, because we had a lot of folks talking about Meetup that, the price went up and it's getting costly. So hopefully this is a free option for everybody out there that was using Meetup or maybe wants to not pay that fee anymore. Maybe this is a good alternative.
I think so. Are you asking me, Henry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope so. Yeah. And it's, again, this is not our online start box that most people are familiar with. It's a marketing tool. So, it's not going to have every little detail on this. You use it however it works best for you to communicate with folks in your area to come out and do the walk. If they want more detailed information, I guess, clubs can handle that however they want. You can refer them to the link on the online start box or send them the flyer or whatever you want. But this is just, it's to get the word out and get more people to show up to your events.
Also, one other quick little idea that I had just now, Henry, is if any clubs out there just have informational nights or are looking to engage folks that way, whether it's I don't know if anyone does trivia night or, happy hour. Those would be kind of, I think, really exciting ways for our members to learn about what you're offering as well. So it doesn't have to be a walk exclusively. Really, any kind of gathering connected to AVA we would be really excited to see on Hank.
Okay. Any questions?
No.
No.
I think it's great. I already registered.
Yay. Well, we're here to help you every step of the way. So like Louisa said, if you have any questions or you need any support, myself, Louisa, and we have a team of folks that work at Get Hank to support any need.
I don't know how many people are in the middle of the United States, but it appears to me that if I were going to, as publicity chairman, market my stuff on Hank, I would do it for if you're coming to Colorado and around the area of Colorado Springs, you might want to look at these events because it looks like you don't have very many members that are active right now. I'm sure you'll grow, but whether, that's my thought. Not quite a question,
absolutely.
just kind of a comment.
Yeah,
And you are gearing more to the 55 to 65, I hope.
Correct. That is our biggest users, absolutely. And yes, this program launched in January, and we have about 11,000 users across the states that we showed, but there's some areas we haven't fully grown into yet, which we hope to do very soon.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for everything you do to keep people walking and moving and healthy. So it matters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I want to thank you both for coming on and presenting. The information is always helpful, and we look forward to a continued partnership and watching this thing grow.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you guys. Thanks for having us. Have a great night.
Okay, we're gonna go to the next segment. And this segment came out of it's something that came out of one of the work sessions or group sessions at the board retreat, and it's really around the communication. So there was a priority set that we want to continuously work on better communication with our members and our clubs and everyone out there. So I don't know if you're familiar with what we currently use is email, because that's the number one priority from our members. So we use email. We have the monthly checkpoint. The monthly checkpoint used to go out just to club officers. Now anyone can subscribe to the checkpoint. And the checkpoint is more where you'll find most of the operational stuff from the organization. Changes to this, changes to that, prices of this, prices of that. The bylaws changes that happened at the general membership meeting. So those kinds of details and information, that's what you'll find in the checkpoint. The TAW is another communication tool, but that's more for our clubs and for marketing. Sometimes we'll put a repeat of both because it's critical. We're trying to get the word out to everyone, however we can. But the TAW is more for you all, for the members, for the clubs to enjoy reading the stories, to submit your stories, events that are happening in region and market, etc. Email is kind of a combination of everything. Sometimes there's something urgent. We want to get the word out to everyone. Sometimes it's just a regular communication. Sometimes it might be an update. It's kind of all the above. And then, so those are sort of our three main platforms. And then there's social media. Social media right now, it's mostly Facebook because that's where we have the audience. But again, that's a very that's not everyone either. That's kind of, the checkpoint has your group that follow the checkpoint. Your TAW has a broader group that follows certain things, and then you have Facebook. That's there's a certain group there that just likes to follow Facebook and post things there. But again, not everyone is in all three platforms, and so we figured that maybe we need to have some more direct communication with our members, and so we're going to continue this at least twice a year. If we hear that we need to do it more often, we will. I think we had a good turnout at the convention as well. It's like, looks like, people do want to hear more what's going on, what are we doing, this, that. And so that's what this is about tonight. It's just updates from the national team, and then feel free to ask any questions you want. So we all brought our updates, and for the next one, we'll bring the next updates wherever we're at with things. We're not going to talk about the 50th tonight because the next session will be dedicated just to all the event planning around the 50th anniversary. So with that, I want to welcome the national team. We have Aaron joining us, the finance director, Marion, who's the accounting specialist, and Hector is not able to join us tonight. But we got a great substitute. Actually, we have a member that's going to help us that's helping us plan the 50th anniversary in Fredericksburg. And so I want to ask her to just say hi real quick and introduce herself, and then we'll jump into the updates. I think she's on.
Are you talking about Susan Fine?
No,
No,
Amanda.
Amanda.
Oh, good.
I hope she didn't go on Teams. I don't know. Maybe she didn't realize she had to go on Zoom.
I figured it out.
Oh, there you go. Sorry, I probably told you Teams, huh?
Well, I was looking and I was like, wait a minute, I don't see the Zoom link. And then I went through our emails and I found it.
Great. You're on.
Well, hi, everyone. My name is Amanda Hadagi. Today is my first day with AVA. I really like to go walking and hiking with my husband and my daughter. So I'm really excited to help with the big TTR event in February. And so, I'm excited to join y'all and be a part of the walking club.
Great. Thanks, Amanda. So who wants to go first with the updates, or do we just want to go round robin? Because
I'll go. I'll
Okay.
go.
Go for it.
So I'm sure everybody knows, or at least has heard of me. So I'm Erin Grosso. I'm the finance director, just in case. So really an update, just what's going on in my space right now is planning for the Texas Trail Roundup and the 50th anniversary. It's a big year coming up, and of course this is the first year that we have taken over the Texas Trail Roundup. That club has closed down, and we have adopted the walk. So she's ours now. We're very excited to have her. We've all been working on it since the beginning. My kids volunteered for it the very first walk when it was just very small, several years ago. So we were gearing up for that. And registration for our goal is to have registration open the first week of September. The holiday might interfere a little bit with some of the planning, but definitely by mid-September. And registration will go up, and also we're trying to tie that into something else we're trying to do, which is an online store. So we're building an online store which will be run by a company called Team iPro or IP. And I worked with them on some merchandise for the convention. We really got a lot of good feedback on the quality. I really appreciated their response, their customer service. So they responded well to everything, and they really bailed us out a couple of times on some shipping issues due to sanctions and stuff that no one had anticipated. So I'm really happy to be working with them, and they'll be one-offs. So people will be able to buy their type of merchandise, what they want. It's really difficult for us to keep inventory, as you know, because of weather. Everybody's in a different weather situation. Everybody has peak walking times at different times of the year, and so it's really hard to stock anything. So we're hoping this will be the solution to people wanting to have AVA wear. So there'll be more coming about that, and we're going to try maybe to get the 50th anniversary Texas Trail Walk t-shirts through there, so that we can have people buy their 50th anniversary wear and buy their t-shirts through there, so everybody gets what they want, the sizes they want, the type of shirt they want. And we're going to try it with the TTR, so more coming there. I can't think of anything else. If anybody has any questions for me regarding that, those are just two highlights, two fun things that we've all been asking for and that we're looking forward to. So any questions, complaints, compliments, please? No, I'm kidding.
Keep it
I'm
up.
looking forward to it. It's going to be super fun. I think people will appreciate it. I hope they do.
Someone had a comment.
Yes. I don't know who. They're probably muted.
Okay. Well, maybe they'll come back or put it in the chat room. We don't mind if you just shout out and say whatever you got to say. That's fine.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, and let me just say that too. If anyone has recommendations, we're going to be able to put up several items. So if there's something that everybody is really dying for in your area, pass the word, send me a note. I'll try to find something that we can do with that.
okay, thanks, Aaron. I'm sure we got questions will come back later towards the end as well. Before I continue, since Susan Fine is on, if she wants to give a quick update, you're welcome as well. What I'm also going to do is, since the next one is about the next webinar is going to focus on the 50th, I'm also going to invite the operational committee chairs. For those of you that are not familiar, we have 4 or 5 chairs that are they are an extension of the team, and they're very helpful, and they have their own committees, and we couldn't do the work that we do without their support and their help and their committees. They do quite a bit, and so those are what we call the operational committee chairs. And so Susan Fine is the chair of publicity and marketing. Mike Green is our IT committee chair. Jeff Giddings is the chair working on the app committee. Jerry is on the convention committee. I think he was going to be joining us. He was traveling, so we'll see if he jumps on. And then Diane Evans, who is working on the programs committee, and that's the 50th anniversary. And all those committees work with us to help run the organization, the operation, the different programs, the events, the marketing, etc. Okay, I'm gonna go next, and then we'll jump to Marian, because I got this one and then one on the back end, the survey. I wanted to skip a status on the walk application and where we're at. There were a lot of questions at convention, and seems like there was some interest in that, which is great. But just so you'll know where we're at, we're in the process of finalizing the financial ratios and the forecast for the next 5 years. And there's been a lot of back and forth with what the minimal valuable product will be, you know, the MVP, what is that going to look like? And so that's impacting the numbers. And so we're trying to really hone in on this and say, is what's the minimal product that we can develop, and then we'll see, well, what is that going to cost us? So right now, you know, once we complete that, then the cost and then so the cost of the development and the cost of the marketing will be presented to the board. The goal is to bring that to the board September 18th during the board meeting. Again, we invite everyone. The board meetings are public meetings, so you're all welcome to attend. And usually the chair has a segment where people can ask questions or, you know, comments. But you are definitely welcome to attend the meetings. Some of the things, the challenges that we're having right now is just to know right now that this is going to be an opt-in for the walk app. It's not every club has to participate. It's opt-in if you want. But so we also have to figure out for participating clubs, what's, you know, we're looking at for a minimal, at least in year one, because year one, remember, you're still, people are still learning about the app. You're getting it out there, the word. So at a minimal for year one, and what we have to figure out is how can we reimburse or give clubs the equivalent of that participation revenue that they would make, that they're now paying for, or that's now being delivered through the app. Again, we haven't quite figured out how we're going to deliver the app either. We might just go with a straight up subscription model, or we might go with you know, you buy the app and you get the basic features, and then every month it includes 2 free walks or 3 or 5 or whatever, you know, and then you sell additional walks for X amount. I mean, that's one way. Or we could go full subscription. You buy it for 1 year at one price, and it includes, you know, several walks, lots of walks, if you will. For example, maybe all the YREs are part of that. We're still trying to figure that out, and we welcome your input, especially me. If you've got any ideas about that or want to help us figure that out, I invite you. But that's been a challenge. So it's how do we compensate clubs, because this is not about taking money away from clubs. It's helping us all generate more revenue, more participation. That's one challenge. Just to give you an idea, overall participation revenue, you know, combined with clubs in the AVA is 448,100. That's the number that we have to figure out. You know, if we're going to change the revenue model somehow, then that's kind of the target, that the amount that has to be generated through subscription or whatever we're doing through the app at a bare minimal. But again, we're just not going to turn it off one day and then do this. This would be how somehow it's phased in over a number of years, or maybe we have both, and it's always going to be either or. You either show up and pay like you always do, or you buy the app and you get the deals that come with that. Again, none of this is set in stone, but these are the challenges that we're working through. So again, we could go the route of selling individual walks on the app like we currently do, and funds would go directly to the participating clubs. So it's just another payment form, if you will, but you get all the app features. Traditional events would be an extra fee, you know, or maybe if it's subscription, that would be part of your premium. The premium package. If you buy the premium, then you get the X amount of traditional events. The beauty about this is again, clubs are going to set their own prices for their traditional events. You know what your costs are and what you have to cover in terms of expenses. So it might look different for different areas. If you go pay by subscription, but if we go, that's you pay per walk, but if we go per subscription, then we'd probably have to look at the average cost or something like that of what's a high-end traditional and a low-end, and kind of look at the average to come up with those numbers. And for members, obviously AVA members will get a discount in this. And we don't know exactly what that looks like, but they might get a discount on the subscription or the walk fees or the number of walks. If you're a member, you get X more walks per month or something. But there will be a big benefit that we're going to build in here for AVA members. Some of the basic app features. This is what we're looking at, just to give you an idea. It helps users find walks in a variety of ways, like what's near me, trail descriptions, ratings, urban, rural park walks, state. Look it up by state. So there's several ways. Those are just a few. Obviously, be able to navigate the walks on map or voice automated instructions. Again, maybe the basic subscription is you just get the map, but the premium, it's you get the voiceover, so you don't have to be looking at your phone. You can just turn it on and get the directions. Obviously, you can download them too if you're in an area where there's no internet. It'll track steps, distance, and number of events. It'll function offline. There'll be safety features that we're working on, so that people can be alerted when you go to walk. Of course, this is an option, but if you go out for a walk, somebody's notified, and when you return, they're notified that you're back and you're okay, or there's some type of emergency. There's also a feature to alert people that you listed as a contact person. You'll be able to publish club events, date, times, locations, etc. All your club stuff, you'll be able to push that out. A lot of same stuff that you saw on Wider Circles, you'll be able to do some of that here on the app as well. There'll be forums for member integration, social media integration. That might come later. There'll be e-commerce. What Aaron's just talked about will kind of come over now to the app, where you can promote your club stuff that you're selling, or AVA stuff, that merchandise that we're selling, and we can put it up there for sale. Push notifications, user preferences, favorites, secure login with biometrics and password. And then there'll be the waypoints. Some of them we already have, historical landmarks, restroom, start, finish. We're getting some cool ones like wildlife on the trail. We're getting some cool stuff that people would want to see, when you go out there, or birds, or different types of wildlife that you might see on this trail or that one. And then the gamification, which is probably on the later phase as well. Badges, milestones, and incentives to keep people, like contests, incentives to keep people on the app and using it and going to the next level, or purchasing the premium, whatever it might turn out to be. So that's sort of the update. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done on it, and of course it's all in the numbers, and it comes down to, okay, well, what is this going to look like price wise, and can we deliver something that's not too expensive for people, so that they will purchase it, but it's a good product, so that lots of people will want it.
So what's the name of this app?
We don't really have. We don't
Separate
really
from
have,
Hank, right?
what's that?
This is not anything to do with Hank. This would
No.
be, okay.
No, this is the AVA app that we're looking at developing
Yes,
ourselves.
okay.
And right now, the unofficial name is Go Walk. Go Walk
Yeah.
Maps. Go Walk. Mhm.
So we wouldn't need Hank.
No, and we wouldn't need all trails, and we wouldn't need a lot of those, or Meetup.
Right,
Would have those features.
okay, thanks.
Okay. Let's, again, you can come back with your questions. Let's move on to Marion. We're actually running out of time.
Okay, hi, this is Marion. I apologize for having video issues this evening, but I just wanted to remind you that if you're interested in a 2026 Starting Point book. I am taking pre-orders now. The books are $35, and if you're ordering one book, the shipping is $7, and of course, more books. It's based on the weight. If you are a lifetime member, you will receive your 15% discount, and other individual members, you'll receive your 10% discount. We're taking pre-orders until September 30th. So if you just want to call me and give me an order over the phone or send an email, or you can download the order form for the website and email or mail that to me. I will keep that on the list, and so you'll be sure to get one. And those are typically printed late November, and we ship them out of the office as soon as they're received. So you'll either get them late November or the first couple of weeks of December. And also, if your club's financial fiscal year is July 1st through June 30th, it's time to submit your annual financial reports and file your 990E postcards. We'll need those by November 15th. And also a reminder for when you have a traditional event, it's different than YREs and seasonals. It's 10 days after the event, you need to log on to your club's website and file their participation report. So you've got 10 days for that. And right now I'm doing a lot of sanction fee billing since everybody's renewing their sanctions for 2026. So be looking for more sanction fee invoices than usual. And also, if you're ordering merchandise, you can either email, call me, or download the form on the website and send it to me as well. Does anybody have any questions?
Nope.
All right, we'll move on. I cannot find the share, Susan. Do you have to give me permission? Still with us? Susan Vine? Oh, here we go. No, I got it. Not sharing. Is it sharing the PowerPoint or just the icons?
Just so
It's sharing screen.
All right, let me switch screens here.
Oh, God.
All right. Y'all see that?
Yes.
Get out of the way. So here, these are the slides from the, just some slides from the survey, and then some comments here I wanted to share. So one is, did you attend the convention in Las Cruces? There was 125 respondents on this. You had
You say that, Eric.
56%. Well, you had 56 that did not attend from the respondents, which is interesting. Because there's quite a few that did not. Slide 2, was this your very first convention? Again, interesting that you got 20% that it was, which is a good number. I mean, we don't know exactly, but that could mean that those are, new people. Next question is overall convention experience. You could see the good and very good. And then you have the yellow is a fair, and then you have the poor. is what, 1.6% or something. That didn't have a great experience. The overall experience do you think you will attend in the future? And again, you have 80% said yes, 17 are kind of undecided, and the unlikely, and that's the you're 1.6. So interesting, you know, why is that? And then we might get down to that further here, maybe. Next one. This was regarding the conventions. This was something we tried a little different to gauge the interest, but also coming back to what we used to do. I don't know if you're familiar with the conventions. You know, we used to have everybody vote, and people did used to come in and do presentations, and I believe that happened during the general membership meeting. We moved it to the gala to see if it maybe make it a little more entertaining. There were comments about having it back during the general membership meeting. So not sure we'll put that or leave it, but you could see the 41% said they didn't vote, but then of those that voted, 30% was said that they liked the destination site. Plenty of nice places to walk and visit. I don't know if because they've already been there or because of the presentation, what they saw or whatnot. But here you do have 11% will say, yeah, the presentation sold me on the destination. So for some folks, it was helpful. And then you have several that said, I've never been to this area, another 12%. And 6 that said, I didn't like any of the presentations, any of the destinations. Next one, if you didn't attend the convention, please answer this question. So this is for the ones that didn't attend. And this is the main reason why, the number one reason why in each of these categories, that's your number one, you're blue. So when we asked, well, was it the cost? The majority of them said yes. When we asked the cost of travel, when we asked was the cost of the convention, the majority of them said yes. When we asked was the time restrictions, work limited, vacation time, etc., a lot of them said yes. So we got to look at maybe April wasn't the best for many folks that didn't attend, and maybe that was why. Travel distance kind of leveled here on some of the priorities, yes, no. Not interested in the location. When we asked that question, the majority were not interested. That's why they didn't attend. They didn't like the location. And then there's several are not able to participate, which is, you know, we do have to be more sensitive to that in the walks and what we're doing as well. Or maybe they just can't participate anymore and won't. Thought the convention was only for club members and delegates. This is an interesting one, but not that many people didn't know that, but there was a few. You see the blue was second. There were several that didn't realize that it was open for everyone. This says we got to do a better job of marketing and getting the word out to everyone, not just our members, about our conventions. Okay, I'm going to go to comments here, and I invite Aaron and Maren and Suzanne, anyone, Jerry, if you're on, and comment on any of these as well, or build on them. I apologize. We're going to go probably about 5 to 10 minutes over, so if you need to leave, you know, appreciate you joining us. But there's a few I want to get through. Some of the highlights were the walk events. Well, that's good to see. That's great, because that's one of the main priorities of the convention. You know, it's not necessarily the membership meeting, it is the walks, because that's what our members like to do. Not to say that the meeting's not important, I'm just saying that was a priority. And then the welcome reception. So, you know, Aaron and the team did a good job out there at the farm and ranch. Everybody seemed to really enjoy that. That came in second. The next one, you have some of the challenges or deficiencies during the convention week. You know, the top one was none of the above, so I'm not sure what it was, or maybe it means there weren't any. They had a great time. But then you go to the second one, it was the cost again. You know, here's the cost. And then you go to the third one, the third challenge was the gala. And so, Erin, did you want to comment on that a little bit? What happened there? You're muted.
Yeah, when we read through the specific comments, I think there was a misunderstanding. First off, I'll explain that because we had comments on that. People thought we ran low of food, but what they didn't understand is that we had 55 extra people attend the gala that had not registered for it, and we fed them. And the same thing happened at the welcome reception. We had an additional 27 people show up for that. And so thankfully, because we had chosen the style of food and all of that, we were able to accommodate all of that. So I think when people thought that was a problem, it really wasn't a problem. It was a problem, but we fixed it. It wasn't something, and they were really happy with the food. So I think it was people responding to the fact that they thought there wasn't enough food there. And also the cost of the convention, which, yeah, you're right. That was part of it, but.
Okay, so now when we went to the favorite walks, Helen, if you're on board and you'd like to comment, please do. I did a lot of work in this area. But for me, there were no surprises here. This is was one of the draws for that area. It's no surprise that White Sands came in as the top rated walk. So I'm glad everyone enjoyed it. Again, that was a big draw for us coming out there. And then Dripping Springs, I kind of figured that would be the second one as well. I remember going out there and we were talking about that, you know, this has to be another walk. It's really nice. And no surprises on the international walk. We did a lot of work there. There was a nice reception put together for everyone. There were a lot of volunteers along the route, guiding people. So I'm not surprised that those came in as the favorite walks. Or on the other side of this, we asked what were your least favorite walks. No surprises here either. You had Mesilla Valley, and then you had the Rose Garden, and then you had the University Campus. Something to point out here, though, is we tried to. We were very intentional. We wanted a mix because some of those other walks were harder to do, and so we try to find something that's you know, just flat land or sidewalks or something that's not going to be so difficult. And well, you know, and these are all kind of those walks, but you know, they didn't rank as some of the highest rating walks, highest rated. Okay, on to the comments. Just highlight a few, but you can read these as I talk. So there's a lot of comments about a convention cruise or a convention in the Alaska or Canadian area. And just FYI, I thought there was a variety of walks with some fantastic, the most diverse walks at convention in a long time. How about the AVA move in the direction of the CBF and hold business meetings electronically? We're looking at that. That's something that we've been discussing within the convention committee. You know, maybe the business meeting is a separate item and not part of the convention. And convention is just more about walks and things that everybody enjoys. Something to clarify around that is that folks, there's a thought that the meetings is why we do the conventions, and that's not true. We don't, you know, I don't know how the first convention was formed. I'm sure some of you do, but for the bylaws, we have to have the meeting, but it doesn't have to be at a convention. It can be electronic or whatever we want to have. So it's not necessarily that we have to have a convention so we can have the meeting. We can have both, and they can be separate if we want. If that's what everybody wants, we'll support. Combine the 2 day into one meeting. We are, you know, we've been looking at that as well. The reason we've kept them at 2 days is because, you know, sometimes we introduce candidates and then we would hope that in the middle day, members would chat with them and talk to them because they're going to vote on their candidate of choice on the Friday. So that's the only reason why we kind of kept them separate. but we've also been looking at trying to make this a one-day meeting instead. The Zoom participation, it was pretty rough. Again, yes, it was. I appreciate everybody's patience with that. It was our first time hosting the Zoom meeting. There's going to be a lot more discussion on that within the board. So please share your thoughts with the board members from your region. You know, do we continue with the Zoom meeting for everyone when we have conventions, or just, this was our first time. So this is the first time ever where you were able to not be at the convention, but vote. And so there's discussion around that right now, as well as, you know, how are the bylaws interpreted when it comes to that. That's something that the board's gonna have to work out. A lot of stuff about ice breaking. A lot of folks maybe wanted something to feel more welcome for the new folks, I think.
Did they mean ice breaking activities like for the actual conventioners, the ones that were just not interested in the membership, or did they mean for the membership meetings?
No, I think it's for new folks. The
Yeah.
new folks felt like they didn't know anyone. It would be nice to have icebreakers so they could meet people.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So again, this is what I addressed earlier, maybe more like a walk festival than, you know, more than a convention. The time, there's comments all over: fall, spring, you know, summer, early summer, late summer. You just couldn't really see a common theme around what time of the year. You can see here fall, and then right below summertime. In conjunction with Crazy Horse, we're looking at that as well. There's been talk about, you know, maybe in 29 hosting it out there. And, you know, that is our biggest walk in the country. So why not? There's a lot of nice areas out there to walk. So yeah, we've been taking a look at that. Here's the Dakotas again, California, Louisiana, Georgia. I think all these places are starting to come up. I think clubs should be more involved with the conventions if possible. We welcome that. Yes, we do too. And so if you'd like to get involved right away, contact Jerry and get involved in the committee. If your club would like to host an event or host a convention, you know, let us know. There was a lot of talk too about, well, how do we come here? Why here? Well, we put the word out to all of our clubs, you know, 4 years ago, or I don't know when. I know Jerry had run the information in the checkpoint quite a bit. We even extended the deadline twice to see if any clubs or regions would be interested in hosting this convention, and we didn't get anyone. And so we had to decide, well, do we not have a convention, or do we have one? Also, I think the clubs are not aware that the national office does the bulk of the work now for conventions. It used to be the clubs had to do everything and host it and all, but now it's you know, we want the clubs to support it. Obviously, it's important. The volunteers, you know, help with the silent auction, you know, the walks. They know where the best walks are in their area. So all that's important. But you know, we do a lot of the, you know, the other stuff now: the registration, the transportation, support the silent auction, just everything now is handled by the national office, a lot of it, and the club has a lesser role, so it's kind of flipped. So so it's hopefully easier on the clubs.
It might be nice to like offer clubs a chance to do what sort of our operational committees do, and like sort of adopt a piece of it. Like if one club was just all of them together, we're gonna like help with a silent auction, then they could coordinate together, as opposed to trying to work a whole across the country and coordinate people on the silent auction. Or maybe they can sort of adopt a registration, and they're just that every member of their club is gonna focus on this, so that they are still kind of walking, they have an opportunity to still walk together and not be apart while they're volunteering. Sometimes I think that's the problem with volunteering. So want to walk with their friends, and they want to hang out. And so maybe if they were kind of adopting a piece of it, maybe we can try something like that.
Yeah, and another change that we've made along those lines is that the clubs do clubs didn't used to get any of the revenue from the convention. Now they do. They get the walk fees, right, Aaron, from the pre and post walks and.
The ones that
50
yeah,
cents?
like this year the club donated back all of it, but yes, we do that. They're offered a portion of this.
So they do get a percentage of the walk fees, clubs, for their support. Last one is have a cycling person. Yeah, we had some challenges on the bike routes, and that's well noted, and that's one of the areas I want to focus in on for the next convention is the bike routes. So somebody had volunteered to help with that. So if you're out there, please contact us. We'd love to have your support for the next one. And more participation from leaders and area leaders. I'm not sure exactly what they're referencing here, other than participation from the club leaders or regional directors, or I'm not sure. This is interesting. I missed the educational meetings. We kind of did not have that this time around. We've moved more to entertaining workshops or things about, or partnerships, but things that folks might enjoy more, like learning about the history or something unique about the area. Because these were not well attended. We did have some people, but they were not being very well attended. And I say, well, maybe that's not something they really enjoy when they come to conventions. Say they want to do other things. But we could also look at having that, the webinars that we're doing now. That's more of a platform where I could see we could do more of those educational workshops that we need to have with the clubs or the members, etc. Taking into the account the age and the condition of the group. We did consider that quite a bit, but again, that's why you saw, and those were the walks that were not ranked that well. But it's it's a good balance. You want to have stuff exciting and somewhat challenging for those walkers that like to do that, and then we have to have walks that are not for those that still love walking and want to go do something that's not so difficult. So yes, we're very aware of that, and we'll continue to pay attention to that one. Try to keep costs down. You are very aware of that too. The convention does cost. What are the things that I like to tell Aaron is that we can get that cost down, the 200 or whatever, but it takes people to show up. That's what really helps us bring our costs down. It's if we could get 400 people there, and then yeah, we can get that price down. So it's a challenge, and continue to look at that as well. Any comments on that, Aaron?
No, that's exactly it. And then it always helps when we have something like Wisconsin, where everything started at the same place and we didn't have a lot of buses. So the location, I think people didn't really realize how much busing was going to be involved in that. And of course that drove the prices up.
Yeah. Wrap up with the last comment here. Just read it. AVA participants are aging out from death and disability. AVA needs to invest its future by incentivizing young people to organize walks, participate walks, and attend these events. I love that. I think they're right on target there. Maybe we need to incentivize young people more just to participate in the walks, and we have been going in that direction. I was excited to meet Samantha, whom I originally thought was an outlier participant given her youth, but it turns out she was part of the staff. No, she wasn't. That's exactly what she was. She was actually one of our presenters that came, and we invited her to come out and help with the walk, and she did. She came out and she had a great time. And then I don't know if you saw along the trail, especially on the international walk, it was all young people that were volunteering and helping guide the walk on the international bridge and then through Mexico. That was all young folks. So we hope we're moving in that direction. I agree. We got to do more of that. Samantha represents the ideal market of consumers EVA should be targeting. Totally agree. They enjoy walking and would likely to respond to incentives such as scholarships, free convention attendance, etc. That's great stuff. You know, in a state exchange for leadership and participation. AVA's membership base will not be able to sustain it, and it will die if we don't do things like this. Totally agree, and I thought that was right on point, that comment, whoever sent that one. So we'll open up for quick questions from anyone at this point.
Henry, can you provide this presentation out to the clubs?
Sure. How about if we put it on the club section, where you have the files and everything on the website for clubs?
That would be fine.
Okay, yes, we'll do that. Okay, any other questions or comments about the convention or just anything in general? You got the national office here, anything you want to ask them? All right, well, I thank you all. I know it's late. I appreciate your time. Apologize for going over. Where we will do a repeat of this again in a few months down the road when we have enough updates that we can share with everyone. Again, if you don't get the checkpoint, please subscribe to Hector at ava.org. Tell him you want to get the checkpoint. You all should be already on the list for the TAW. But I believe both of these documents are also uploaded on the website in the clubs section. So you can always go back there and check them out. Check the checkpoint out. And I think we are done. Thank you all for your time. We'll see you next month. Bye-bye. Good night.
Right.